Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuck, if you will, is still in the process of rebranding himself and evolving from a lizard person into a real human being. And his latest effort was a tribute performance he gave for his wife's 40th birthday party, doing an impression of this new pop star named Benson Boone.
Who Mary has a particular disdain for.
I really don't like Benson Boone.
She really
That's
doesn't.
a separate issue, but he did this performance recently where he was wearing this sparkly blue jumpsuit with his classic like mullet and mustache combo. I hate everything about it. I hate his hit song.
When I saw this,
we've
I
had
was
it
like,
blasting on our speakers. Everywhere you go, you hear this Benson Boone song. He's like, hey, wait.
which he did steal from Nirvana.
I hate it. Yeah, and he should be paying them royalties for that. But that's besides the point. Mark Zuckerberg did an impression of that performance that Benson Boone did in the replica sparkly blue jumpsuit at his wife's birthday party. And I wanted to show this video of him getting really into the performance.
Here we go.
The Velcro suit.
It's good to see you.
He really is into it.
Way to make your wife's birthday all about you, low-key.
Yeah, he's really into it.
And I really hope you do.
See what it is?
She loves it, though. You see,
Here's the thing. If you guys don't forget that not that long ago, Mark Zuckerberg was caught staring at Michelle Sanchez or
Lauren Sanchez cleavage,
and not only at her cleavage in person, but then also at he liked a photo of hers on Instagram
afterwards. Yeah.
He had to break out all the stops for this one.
Well, he has a sense of humor, clearly, about himself, and he's not afraid to look like a fool sometimes, which is nice. And apropos to the poll today, actually, we wanted to know, who do you think is better at pretending to be human despite being a billionaire lizard person, Jeff Bezos or Zuckerberg? With this video as something that could factor into your opinion, is this an example of Mark Zuckerberg putting on a facade like he's relatable and quirky?
No.
Or is this more so him just genuinely showing his affection for his wife?
See, I think that he's genuinely showing his affection for his wife, and it's just a little bit over the top because of his recent getting caught recently with the
this
like
is a mea culpa
on the Lauren Sanchez. Well, he put the giant sculpture of her out in the yard. He likes the grandiose gestures.
That's clearly his love language.
But if I'm talking about who is the more believable dork turned billionaire, it's Bezos all the way. Like in the movie, if this was a movie in the 2010s, something called The Social Network, maybe. If they were making a movie, it's got a manic pixie dream girl and a young tech genius. In the movie, he ends up quirky and non-threatening, like Mark Zuckerberg. In real life, he takes a bunch of TRT, shaves his head, gets abs, and dates a sex bot.
Well, actually, to be fair, I've seen so many women thirsting after Jesse Eisenberg in that role.
Yeah.
They weren't attracted to Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
No, they were attracted to Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg specifically. And in that movie, they don't portray him as harmless and just an antisocial nerd. They portray him as deeply sinister and self-interested, and that's what I believe Mark Zuckerberg to be in real life.
That was my tweet for this was basically, it's like, sure, he censored you and sold your data to China, but my gosh, if he doesn't brighten up my timeline just a little bit.
Yeah. You have some wins and you have some losses. Here were some of the tweets that were reacting to this. It went viral. One person said, Zuckerberg is out here glorifying his wife and the mother of his children while Elon is arguing with multiple baby mamas online about kids he has never cared to meet. 10 years ago, every single conservative would be lined up behind the family man. Now, the GOP follows degeneracy.
Well, no, the GOP is simping for Zuck now, too.
A little bit. Not as much as they're simping for Elon, but he thinks that it's a double standard that Elon is getting praised for family values despite the fact
I don't know anybody that praises Elon Musk for family values.
I have literally seen that.
He does not talk about family values. He talks about population decline.
I have actually seen many conservative talking heads praising Elon for promoting family values
that's a huge
by
level of
having a ton
copium.
of kids and being a sperm donor.
And
that is completely just laughable that
Yes.
people are even saying that. But it is something that is being said, and it's used to curry favor with Elon.
That's a rehab level amount of copium in their system.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. And I don't know if Zuckerberg deserves the praise instead. How about we just, praise people who are living normal, actually relatable lives?
I mean, that's great, but that's not how the
have
world
family
works.
values. Another one said, we need to make it so embarrassing to be a billionaire. I am so serious. Just make them feel self-conscious until they're no longer doing shit like this and instead actually being useful to society and human welfare.
But here's the thing. They tried that tactic with nerds, and then society changed, technology changed, and the nerds got all the power.
True.
Not
We're
good.
living in the age of Revenge of the Nerds
Yeah.
at this point, and Revenge of the Theater Kids.
That was Hardison's saying in the show Leverage was Age of the Geek. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was in the early 2000s. Now we truly are in the Age of the Geek.
I was just researching a new aesthetic trend called losercore, which you might think overlaps with nerds, but it's more so about people who are just completely unexceptional. And I realized that people who were people who were losers, the average loser in, say, 1990 was 1,000 times cooler and more unique and self-possessed than the average loser of current day, because they didn't have the internet. They could sit around mouth breathing and watching paint dry, and they'd be alone with their thoughts because they were so uncool. And they would still be 1,000 times more interesting than somebody who bed rots doom scrolling TikTok all day.
So they named a trend after me.
So the downfall of losers is really a scourge of our time. We used to have cool losers who sat at the loser table, and now they sit in their rooms alone.
Well, the thing is back then losers were made up their own trends of things that weren't cool in school, and then they had to be okay with not being cool. Now you can't be okay with not being cool. You just go on the internet and find other people that like it like you, and you cut yourself off from the people that don't like it.
You diagnose yourself with something to feel special.
And you call yourself autistic.
Yeah, it's really sad what's happened to the loser archetype. But
I'm
anyway.
definitely loser maxing. Thank you, serial killer in the chat says lose maxers. Yeah, they named that trend after me, and that's okay.
Another person said one cycle of trend can change your life. Another one, he is becoming more human day by day. It's both weird and amazing. Brett Cooper said, I actually love this and think it's hysterical. Women love a confident man who has fun and acts like a silly goose sometimes. I have noticed a new trend among Zoomer women who are saying that they want to find lover boys. This is the term they're using now. Because they're tired.
So not the Andrew Tate lover
Yes.
boy.
They're tired of top G. They're tired of Sigma males. They are tired of nonchalant men. They want to find the true lovers, the lover boys who are unabashedly obsessed with them and willing to do the grand gestures like this one in the video for them. Because they don't want a guy who pretends like he's not interested, I guess is what they're saying. Who plays it cool. They're tired of guys who play it cool.
I see all sorts of problems with that on the offset, that once they get bored with them, they're going to resent them.
It has to be the right guy.
And we're like, if we're talking about the Mark Zuckerberg lover boy, we're talking about $1 billion lover boy. Please don't make me
Well, they were together
laugh.
before he was a billionaire.
I know.
To be fair.
But I'm talking about their judgment of the trend. All right? The second he says the wrong thing, the second that they even... Because you'll be the one to tell them those women are going to shit test you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you fail the shit test and you're still obsessed with them, they're going to be revolted by your mere presence.
I think that when women say that, they mean they need the right guy to be their lover boy. Like, if it's anyone else, you're just going to find it repulsive. If it's the right guy, he can do no wrong in your eyes.
And the men are going to take the wrong lesson from this, because there's going to be a million Anons on the internet that will be gladly obsessed with you and send you 50,000 messages and be like, I'm doing what she asked. What's the problem?
Whatever happened to standing outside of her room with the boombox? Whatever happened to that? And people don't remember that in that scene, she doesn't come to the window. She's still mad at him.
Yeah.
You know? Another one said, it boggles the mind to think people actually buy this "he's so normal now" facade. This weasel would not think twice to F you over in the most inhumane way possible if it meant making a quick dollar or pleasing his masters.
Well, I don't know who his masters are in this context, but I would agree that very likely, many a quirky... The joke used to be that Elon Musk was the "I'm not like most girls" of billionaires. And it's true of any one of them that's trying to build a cult of personality around themselves, that usually beneath that facade is a ruthless businessman that will absolutely screw you over. And that's not even necessarily... Like, self-interest is part of the human condition. Like, I laugh because pretty much everyone who reaches that level of success would have an interesting story if it was told from the perspective of the people that didn't make it. Right? So... I think about all the boring documentaries that get made about like companies and stuff like that. I don't want to watch a documentary about Uber. I want to watch a documentary about the cab companies having to deal with Uber.
We have a 20 from Kenneth Hart. Can I get a shout out for my wife that passed her U.S. registered nurse exam first time? Super proud of her being licensed in 3 continents and will bring 10 years of trauma and ER nursing experience to the USA. Great job, Mrs. Hart.
Congratulations.
Congrats to your wife.
That's awesome.
See, we're having a grand gesture for one's wife in the super chats right now.
Yep.
Sort of like Zuckerberg.
Feel free to offer your grand gestures to your significant others right now.
Here.
Right here.
To us.
To us.
It's like when it's someone's birthday and they tell us that it's their birthday.
Yep.
And then lastly, one person said, this dude really loves his wife. Every other mega billionaire either is a weird sex pest or got divorce raped. No in between except Zuck.
I mean, that or he has like a really bad prenup and he's doing everything to hold on to it. Like, I like the idea that he signed a really shitty prenup.
I don't think they had a prenup at the time. They got married young.
That's the same thing as a very bad prenup for him.
They didn't have one. So, or they probably have a post-nup of some kind at this stage. But I like that he's with his day one ride or die bitch, and that's like his first love. She liked something about him that no one else is ever going to understand. And that's just fine. I like that for them.
I'm telling you right now, anytime he's looking anywhere, she's like, eyes up here, Zuck.
But I did just come across the Jeff Bezos meme where he, in revealed text messages, said to Lauren Sanchez, who he was having an affair with at the time, "I love you, alive girl." What? I love you, comma, alive girl. That's what he said to her in a text message. And everyone took that phrase and ran with it. It became a meme, and they were clowning on Bezos for saying this because it's like, what are you, a robot? Like, why are you calling her alive girl?
Or maybe Mackenzie was just dead to him.
But I actually found that quite touching. I do.
In as much that somebody cheating on their spouse can be touching.
Yes. When you think about the context, gross, bad, don't endorse that. But in the sentiment, in the spirit of what he was saying, I really think that what he meant is like that Lauren Sanchez has kind of introduced a new verve and a new liveliness to his world, which is so often cold and calculated and businesslike. That really like charmed him, like really like is electrifying to him, and I thought that was cute that he said that.
I see that as nothing more than like sex haze.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, the rest of the text message you can see in full is him.
It's pure lust stage,
right? Yeah.
But
it's human. My point is, it's human.
It's a very normal reaction for somebody who's in his position, who's fallen into a loveless marriage and hasn't been willing to do the work. I mean, maybe he was willing to do the work to make it work out, but you know, it's at least a very pretty human reaction for somebody at his stature.
So I voted Bezos in the poll. So
yes, guys.
I see that he's winning currently.
He's winning at 65%. If you are just tuning in, guys, we put a poll up today in the live chat asking you, who is the best billionaire at pretending to be human? Is it Mark Zuckerberg or is it Jeff Bezos? You be the judge. Let us know.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.